Hi guys, Squill here and welcome to my Citiies Skylines 2 playthrough. Now this is not going to be an ordinary playthrough. What I want to do is inject some kind of difficulty and some story into my playthrough rather than it just being another Skylines 2 playthrough. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to roleplay slightly. I'm going to draw my role-playing background in the D&D world and I'm going to play the part of, well, effectively a mayor or a set of mayors behaving almost like colonialists. So we're on this map called Archipelago, and unsurprisingly enough, it's made up of lots of little islands, which is going to make it quite difficult for a kickoff. But it also gives this opportunity to inject some role-playing. So rather than just play it as I would play it, I'm going to play it perhaps as somebody, you know, like wealthy colonialists would play it. So they're kind of looking to be quite selfish, I guess. They're going to have workers who are content but not happy, kept a little bit under the thumb. They'll live in districts well away from the kind of rich folk who'll be living lavish lifestyles with parks and lovely, well-maintained roads. Meanwhile, the workers might be living somewhere down there maybe and have a little bit of an air pollution and kind of cheap roads, not well-maintained. And obviously their education will be suppressed as well. The rich kids, on the other hand, will perhaps have a university and eventually go to tech schools, etc. So that's what I'm going to try and do, is just base our decisions as we develop this map, base our decisions on this role-playing style. So we very much use the islands that we have to separate the two different groups of people that we'll have, the kind of the wealthy, educated versus the suppressed workers, if you like. I think it could be fun. I think this will be a difficult playthrough. Now, looking at the map itself, if we have a quick look, just for example, from electricity point of view, we've only got one electric connection coming in. There aren't any other external connections, so straight away that's going to be a slight problem. If we look at the kind of air pollution side, just to give us a wind map, you can see there's a lot of hilly terrain around here, which is also going to be quite challenging. Maybe there's some opportunity for perhaps wind turbines up on the hills. But these colonialists really don't care about pollution as long as it's not blowing into their faces. So straight away when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, well, workers might be going downwind over here in case there's any, you know, coal or oil or gas pollution going their direction. And this over here looks like somewhere they might live or might have a nice rich commerce district. So that's just my high-level thoughts at the moment. But we've got to start somewhere. We're going to start here. The way this is going to play is I'm going to show you like some of the key buildings sped up and talk about the decisions I'm making and the things we'll do. I think shipping is going to be quite an important thing here, just because we're surrounded by water. I think there is one train line currently. I think that's the train line there. Yes, there it is. So the main artery comes in from the west along with a train line, and currently it just kind of ends here abruptly. Not very useful, so we might have to move that when the time comes. But we're going to start somewhere. We're going to start here, and we'll think about how to immediately start to separate these two groups of people until we get some map expansions. Hopefully this will be fun. I don't know how many people will fit on this map, but we'll see where all this goes and see what this journey takes us. So let's get started. Okay, so how are we going to lay things out? Well, taking a look at this and the topology of the land, etc., I think the way we're going to play this out initially is we'll have some industry over here just to get us going. That will obviously blow off over the sea, which won't affect anybody. There's a nice area of flat land here that we could perhaps use as a bit of a commerce district, bit of a shopping area. We don't want everybody to be too far away, so perhaps we'll put the kind of rich guys, nice people down here because it's quite a nice little area. So we'll stick them down here. We'll stick industry over there, and we'll stick the commerce district here, perhaps with some workers on that side so they can get to the shops and go to work, etc. And the nice people can sit here. Now, with a, you know, looking to the near future, when we can unlock map tiles, I think we'll come here and we'll aim to move the kind of wealthier guys over this section so that they're very much upstream of any pollution and wind which might be generated by industry. Now, at the moment, I can't see natural resources, so I don't know what's on this map. There could be some natural resources anywhere, but yeah, that's just going to happen. So let's crack on. Let's build we'll build our initial residency here and another one over here, industry, and then we'll have some commerce. Try and get our population going, try and get something unlocked and see how it goes. Now, when it comes to building out each district, you're probably going to see me adopt different styles, not just for my own kind of personal way of doing things, but also because this thing that we've got going on needs to feed into that as well from that kind of role-playing perspective. So with the industrial zones, it will tend to be a little bit haphazard because that's just how they are. Residential zones, it will depend on whether, you know, we're going for that worker feel or whether going for more the rich person's feel. They will have bigger homes, curved pathways, curved streets, whereas the workers will tend to be more in high-density, grid-like structure. And then the commercial districts, you know, there'll be a mixture of things going on there. Whenever it takes my fancy, I do go for different styles. I do like to make things more interesting and just play with it. I do tend to sculpt the land out as well, so I pay attention to the topology of the land. And sometimes I'll flatten it, sometimes I'll work with it, and you're going to see that over the course of the series. Now, if you are enjoying Citiies Skylines 2, there is still a 10% discount available from Games Planet, so check out the video description for that link and that code. Right, so I've done some building. Here's what I've done. I've tried to establish the areas we talked about and give them a bit of a different feel. So over here we have the industrial sector. This is, you know, a bit haphazard like a lot of industrial states usually are. I've also put the transformer substation here, brought the power into there because that makes a lot of sense. That should feed the power around, but we'll just double check. And you can see there's a break because highways don't transmit electricity, so we'll quickly drop down to the underground cable mode and we'll put some of that power in there. Okay, that should do it. Right, so now we're connected electricity wise, and over here this is where the workers district is. Now I can't separate areas out yet, we don't have that unlocked, but this you can see we've used the cheapest roads, because if you look at the road price, this is only $12.50 per kilometer, whereas this is $2,000 per kilometer. Serves exactly the same purpose really, but well, that's what the workers are going to get. Also notice they don't have any posh footpaths, unlike the posh district over here. They have little connecting roads like this, connecting pathways, and they have a lovely coastal walk. So very, very different feel. This will suffice as our commerce district for now, so we're going to put some shops here. But right now we need to get some workers moved in. So we're going to go in and drop some of those down. Again, we're not too worried about the layout because these are the workers. So we'll drop them in and speed time up. And hopefully, forgot to put water in. Right, so water. Where are we going to put water? Well, the sewage outlet, remember the air blows that way. So industry being here, we'll probably chuck the outlet. We can't build it outside of the map yet, so this is the best place we can probably put it for now. Put our little outlet just there, it will wash it away. And we'll connect that into one of the major roads. Like that. That should take the sewage from across the map because they're all connected here, but not from the posh side because I don't think they are connected. We may have to do that manually. What we'll do is we'll connect the water and sewage between here and here. And then everywhere is connected. Then we need to find a water pumping station. So we've got a couple of options for this one. We can either use the underground water sources like this, or we can tap straight from the river. Either or works equally well. Water pumping station costs 25,000. A water tower costs 60. Upkeep is 10 on that. Upkeep is 30 on that. Water output 100,000. Water output 30,000. So this produces a lot more water than any other option. So we don't want it anywhere near here because this is where the sewage is going to build up. We don't want it here because this is the posh people and they don't want to have this thing anywhere near them. So really, we're probably looking at having it down here. We'll just pump the water from down here. We will have to connect a road to it. We can bring a road down that way easily enough, so we'll do that. And then we'll flick to the road view, and a simple dirt track road will absolutely suffice. It's a little bit hilly. We'll just connect that up for now, but we'll do something a bit smarter with it later on. This is just to get us going. So that should bring water in, so providing it's got power, which it should do. That doesn't look very connected. There we go. So it was behaving a little bit strange. It seems that if I put the road that way, that it seems to have fixed it, which doesn't look too bad now anyway. But thankfully, we've got electrical connections, and we've also got the water flowing, as you can see. The road has a built-in water and sewage pipe and electricity, usually. It's only a highway, doesn't. So that's got that flowing in. You can see we're already starting to build up some demand. We've got housing. They want a few shops, so we'll chuck in some shopping districts down here. Maybe like over here somewhere, we'll chuck in a few there, just to get us going. And obviously we'll need some industries to supply the shops, so we'll throw some of that in. Again, I don't know what deposits we're sitting on. For industry, I'm not too fussed about the layout, so we'll just go like that for now, and we'll speed it up and let those build out. I don't know if I mentioned, I decided to call the town Meridian because of, well, it's probably a set of archipelago islands in the middle of the Meridian, is where it feels like, near the equator. So it seemed like an apt name for it. And it's a sunset on Meridian. There we go. Zonk. It's like somebody just switched the light off, isn't it? It's starting to look quite nice. We've got a good work district going on down here. We've just fleshed out the little posh part of town where the looked after, the colonialists, the mayors, whatever you want to call them, where they all live. They're all living down here. So just fleshing them out there just to give them some variety. Got plenty of housing demand. We should hit our first milestone fairly soon. And hopefully that's going to give us some tile unlock. And hopefully bring some morning time, because building at night is pretty tricky, although it does look rather beautiful, doesn't it? And there we go. Milestone 1 unlocked. Tiny village. So that's given us 600,000. It's given us a progression thing and some map tiles. As you can see, map tiles have been unlocked. City budget's been unlocked. Stats have been unlocked. And we've now got medium density row housing, which is going to let us pack those workers in even better. Which is great for us for the worker district. We've also unlocked some 4-lane roads. We've got healthcare and garbage management to deal with. We've got a cemetery and a landfill, etc. So lots to do, but that's just kicked us off nicely. So that will do for this video, guys. In the next video, we will expand on this. Hopefully, we'll be able to unlock some tiles now. Let's just see how many we've got. We've got 3 tiles we could potentially unlock, so we could come down south this way. We'll take a look when it's daytime. But that will do. Please give me a thumbs up if you like the video. The next one, we're going to progress this town even further and see how great we can make Meridian. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Take care, guys. Happy building.